This is Aatrox, the Darkened Blade.
Now, hear the silence of annihilation.
He will be the first League of Legends champion that I will try on my journey to find a new main. To find a main, I have devised a plan to play every champion in every role at least one time. This will go from Aatrox support to even Lulu jungle. I have been struggling to find a new main in League of Legends for a long time, and I think that this challenge will help me find a character and a role that I really enjoy playing. To start this video off, my first game was Aatrox in the top lane. Yes, he's a top lane character, but I found that learning how to play him was decently hard. Before we get into the games, Aatrox is a top lane bruiser who's looking for long, sustainable fights because of his amazing lifesteal and great damage. Many people start building him with Spirit of Sojourn, but I prefer starting Eclipse and Asunder Sky, then Spirit of Sojourn. I usually end my build off with either Spirit Visage or Thornmail, and then finally Aatrox Gauge. For boots, you can either go Plated Steel Caps or Merc Treads, but if they have a really rounded out team, then you go Merc Treads for the extra tenacity. But if there's someone that's immediately stomping you, build against them first. For runes, I usually end up going Conqueror, as it gives a good AD boost for the long sustaining fights that you're going to want to take, and gives decent amounts of AD for the short trades. As well as this, go Bone Plating so that you can have good early trades and some survivability while laning. Here's my full rune page if you guys want to see it. My first game as Aatrox started out with a really early trade, followed by a really early death by me. I thought that my game was over, but I was able to slow push as he didn't crush the wave under my tower. He lost lots of minions and I had a lot of XP on him, which led to me killing him and getting even in lane, and a little bit ahead. After another minute, he slipped up again, which led me to increasing my lead even further. From there, I got another kill on him yet again. It was pretty easy, and now I was starting to get a lot of levels on him. After this, I was starting to do a dumb amount of damage. I mean, look, he was full health and down to 0. I know I have 2 levels on him, but still. I flash ulted, and that immediately killed him. After this, the Olaf just went AFK. Because he went AFK, I was able to take his tower pretty quickly, at the 10-minute mark. I still can't believe I made him rage quit, after only 4 deaths too. After this, they surrendered, and they were doing pretty well. Besides their base was in shambles. My next game started off with a really good gank, which made us get first blood. Unfortunately, the Udyr tried to get another cheesy gank in. I tried to back him up, and we both got killed. Luckily, the Jace was kinda bad, and I had a good W into an auto, then finished him off with a good Q. The Briar missed an ult that I dodged because of the sound Q, but that maniac just walked right back to my lane. I didn't expect it and got killed yet again. Later, my Udyr came back to my lane and expected me to help him dive to Jace when I was literally at 1 HP. He started flaming me after that and didn't come back to my lane to help me. After a couple more deaths due to me incorrectly timing harass under tower, the Jace started to get cocky and be toxic. For some reason, this started a fire within me that I took out on the entire enemy team. A couple of good kills later, and I was this huge demon in their base that no one could kill. I mean, come on. I played this so well that I won a 4v1. Yeah, this Jace ate every single one of his words. After finishing off top lane, our next role is gonna be jungle. The next game started and I got scared. Yes, you heard that correctly. The Shaco got 2 kills. That little demon from who knows where could solo carry the game, and boy, did I predict that. After 6 kills, the Shaco was starting to roam, and every time I tried to gank one of my teammates, the enemy was just too far ahead and they slipped away. About level 8 was when I realized that Aatrox actually has a really good clear. I mean, he does percent max health damage and heals for a portion of that. It's kind of crazy to me. Every time that I thought I saw a simple free pick, they were always grouped and I was always getting killed. The only memorable part of this whole game was this right here. This wasn't too bad of a bait either. Even with all these picks, it wasn't enough to stop this 19-6 Shaco. We ended up losing. The next game, I ganked this Karma really early and tried to give her the kill as the kind juggler I am, but the Teemo just went invisible in the bush. And after a couple seconds, we secured the kill, but I wasted a lot of time where I could have been clearing. A couple of minutes later, my support had put down a ward on the enemy red buff, and I saw the Pantheon taking it. I knew that he wasted his W, so I all-in'd and ended up securing the kill, and then took his red. The game was going decently well until I started randomly disconnecting. In the end, the amount of disconnection that I had caused us to lose this game, and I decided to hop off for the day. Now that we finished both jungle and top, it's time to move on to mid lane. My first mid lane game was when I found out how broken Nefiri was this patch. I mean, look, she just dives me, goes untargetable, and unlike Fizz, she has decent poke. Not only was the targetable annoying, but her dogs were some of the most annoying things that I have ever encountered to play against. I mean, standing idle on her, I can barely make a skill shot, but if she's moving, her dogs block every single thing. As well as this, her dogs like double to triple her damage. In the end, I went 4-15 and we lost the game. My next game started off with a really good roam to the bot lane, where I picked off 2 kills. Somehow, I didn't even miss a single minion mid. But all that luck was about to change as I was fighting Yasuo, a champion with so many dashes, and I knew I was gonna have trouble with this matchup. First death was just unlucky, but wow, that sucked. A couple of minutes later, the enemy Volibear began to chase me, but my Aatrox was down near the bottom river, so we decided to start a 2v1. We got the Yasuo really low and almost killed him, but we did end up securing the Volibear. This is where I realized that Yasuo was going to be a problem, especially in the Aatrox when he has Ignite. And look at all those dashes, I mean, he's so annoying. This game was pretty much back and forth between me and the Yasuo. He would get a kill, then I would get a kill, then he would get a kill, so on and so forth. Also, for some reason, the bot lane had decided to rotate up and try to dive me. I got one of them, but I did end up getting picked off by the Jhin. After a really close fight, the Volibear just ran at me. He used all of Sums and his ult and ended up killing me. Also, I wanted to give 1 minute to show how good this Braum was. I mean, he dodged his Pike ult and then baited out the Yasuo just so that we can get a kill. He almost killed himself, but we ended up profiting from him. I thought I was going to stay even in lane with this Yasuo for a while, but this Pike lost lane and decided to start camping me. It was kind of frustrating. Also, I didn't really realize, but there was an 11-1 KO just split pushing the whole game. Yeah, there was no way we were gonna win this. And in addition to that, the Draven decided to split push the whole game and try to go for the world record of CS. Just look where he was when everyone else was grouped mid. I mean, come on, is that not trolling? Yeah, we forfeited pretty much right after that fight. Now that we've finished top, mid, and jungle, it's time to move on to bot lane. My first game in the bot lane, our Thresh got a really good hook and we ate most of this Jhin's health. He ended up having to take an early back and started flaming us for some reason. After the Jhin being toxic, me and the Thresh knew what we had to do. The Jhin ended up going 0-5 and the Yuumi ended up AFKing. This was definitely one of the best games of this entire challenge. My next game started off with me dying in the bot lane, but my Swain ended up picking off 1 kill. We went 1 for 1, but I should not have been so greedy. Around 1 minute later, we got into a really close fight with the Zyra and Kai, but we ended up killing the Zyra, and then the Swain ended up getting a really good W onto the Kaisa, and we secured the Feats of Warfare. After taking our tower and absolutely stomping lane, we got a really close pick onto the Zyra. Yeah, it wasn't even close. We ended up winning with double the amount of kills they had, and we won every single lane this game. Finally, the only lane I had to play left was support, and after watching some of this guy, I thought this was going to be a blast. On my first game as Aatrox support, I died while trying to help the Gwen secure the kill on the Caitlyn, which she did in the end, but the Caitlyn got a kill and I wasted my flash. I did not respect the Caitlyn enough and she began to start getting ahead. I tried to blame the Smolder, but really it was all my fault. I began to die again and again and again. Eventually, Smolder went AFK and I ended with a score of 0-9. But that's just bad luck, I thought to myself. This peak must be good in some way. In the next game, we started out by invading, and I was fighting this Corki. The Garen got hooked by the Blitzcrank, and I for sure thought he was dead, as he got hit by the Ignite. But the Viego flashed him for some reason, and barely missed the kill. Because of that, we got out, but I did waste my flash for absolutely no reason. As I was hitting the wave, the Blitzcrank hooked me when I had my Q3 up. I hit both of them with a great one and then ignited the Corki. The Vayne ended up securing the kill, and I was running from this Blitz. I barely healed up, but he ended up securing the kill because of his extra movement speed. But luckily, the Blitzcrank did end up dying, and we secured the feats of warfare. Eventually, though, the Vayne couldn't clean up every single one of my deaths, and I ended up going 0-12. Even though I personally don't like Aatrox support, I think it has some potential if you learn how to build and play it correctly. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, be sure to let me know in the comments, and please drop a like and subscribe, it really helps out a ton. Aatrox top is amazing, and he has a lot of poke, engage, sustain, team fight potential, all-in potential, and split pushing potential. But he can get counter-picked sometimes, and he's not the meta right now, so he's gonna get an A-. Although Aatrox has a decent jungle clear, he does not have the best ganks, and he can't gap close or put down hard CC, he can only pump out damage. So for that, he's gonna go in a B-. For mid lane, as long as you're not putting assassins, it's a really good pick. But if you are putting into assassin, the mobility is just gonna get ya, and you're not gonna have any fun. So I'm thinking a C. For Aatrox spot lane, it depends on what your support picks. If they pick a engage support such as Thresh or Nautilus, you're gonna have an amazing game. But if they pick an enchanter or healer like Sona or Lulu, then you're just gonna be poked out and having to take a lot of backs or dying. So for that, he's gonna go in C tier. Theoretically, Aatrox support should be super broken, as he has a pull, a little bit of CC, and does a lot of damage, as well as some sustain. But getting poked out of lane is a real problem, and if you do try to play it, you could get even zoned from some waves. So that's why I'm going to put him in a C-. It's just my opinion, but that's how I feel about this character in support. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time on Ari.